We're here at the Betoota Hotel with the editors of the Betoota Advocate, Clancy Overell and Errol Parker. They've just returned from New England, where they caught up with Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce and his rival Tony Windsor. Let's hear how it went. So just how did two journalists from Western Queensland manage to spend so much time with Tony Windsor and Barnaby Joyce?
We've known him for years. Barnaby was flying around southwest Queensland for 20 odd years, and Windsor, you know, he's always popped his head in every now and then. So, you know, they're probably more inclined to meet with us than they would be with the ABC or anyone else that's kind of got an agenda. You've got to remember he's Deputy Prime Minister, so we were very lucky to get him.
I'm going to meet a couple of guys I played footy with, and I might drop in onto another bloke who is up here marking calves at the moment. So anyway, just go for a float around. Otherwise, you just sit on my front veranda, and that's pretty bloody boring.
He's a flat-out kind of bloke, old Barnaby is, but you know he always makes time to see, you know, some salt of the earth every time they pass through town. And you can say the same with Tony Windsor. I mean, he's flat out what Sir Joh used to call feeding the chooks.
To bring the climate change debate down to a discussion about tax, for instance, the carbon tax, I think was extraordinary. If I need help, I'll write you a letter.
What's that bloke's name?
Happy Della, or Ron Della. He's happy.
Barnaby Joyce, on the other hand, has a reputation of you know, hot-headed, rum-drinking, you know, bushy, loves the blue. We wanted to, you know, we went down there and said, mate, is your temper going to get in the way here?
There are certain things that you move on from in life, and scrapping with people is certainly one of them. I prefer. I don't think they were my better days.
We really wanted to spend some time down in the New England to really suss it out. It's a pretty funny electorate. You've got the best country in the country, thousands and thousands of acres of this undulating black soil inheritance. And then you got people who just own the seat of their pants in a caravan.
The disparity is real. I've said it before, the rich people in New England area are worried about water distribution, and the poor people are worried about ice distribution. They're two completely different problems. Tony Windsor obviously represents the upper echelon of the New England electorate, and it seems like he's quite a diplomatic person. There's a lot of different types he has to deal with: bikies, junkies, townies.
I was trying to carry some drinks back to a group out the back of one of these pubs, and this young bloke came up to me, about 25, and he could see I was struggling holding on to these drinks, and he came up and gave me a big kiss. and his mates, you know, it was all a setup. And I'm thinking to myself, what do I do here? Do I throw beer over him, start a brawl, or what? How do I handle this? And I looked at him and I said, listen, mate, if you're going to do that again, for Christ's sake, have a shave.
They have a hard job, as we mentioned before. It's a diverse area, so it's interesting to see who they're channeling as mentors and the like.
Joh Bjelke-Petersen I always liked because he was a doer. He made things happen, sealed the roads, built the dams, got the universities in, got the international airports going. So, like most things in life, we like people who are doers, and he got ridiculed too. He was another person. Everyone was always, you know, getting stuck into him.
You know, we kind of asked Windsor, what's your favourite Slim Dusty song? We put it to him, and it was Leave Him Out There in the Long Yard, which we thought was pretty ironic because it could almost represent him.
Is he too old?
Oh, I'm still very much a child in my mind. No, I don't think I'm too old for it, but people can make their own judgments. In fact, in terms of the policies that I'm running on, it's a bit odd, actually, that the older bloke stands for far more progressive and future-looking policies.
It's a battle in New England, really. I mean, everyone's looking at him. Potentially, the Deputy Prime Minister could go back to being a small-town accountant. That just doesn't happen in Australian politics that much. Yeah, I mean, It's very complex, it's an interesting area, and it's pretty important to the coalition government that they retain this seat. I think Tony Windsor put it best.
Oh, it's competitive. There's no doubt about that. There's probably two people that can win it, Barnaby and myself.